You may look shy, but your silence burns through me, louder than any confession I've ever heard. The world sees innocence, but I see your fire. The kind that could turn ordinary love into something legendary. You may look shy, but I feel your fire in every glance, every pause, every moment you try to hide. Behind your quiet exterior lies a flame that cannot be contained, and I find myself drawn to its heat. You may look shy, but the fire in you whispers louder than your words, leaving me restless for more. Your calmness is deceptive. It hides a fire that could set even the coldest soul ablaze. You may act fragile, but your fire is indestructible, a force that calls me closer, no matter how far I run. Behind your lowered eyes is a wildfire, one that burns with secrets too powerful to remain hidden forever. You may look shy, but the fire in your silence keeps me awake, aching to know its truth. Your innocence is only the surface. Beneath it burns a fire that could change everything I thought I knew. You may look shy, but your fire really radiates through your stillness, pulling me deeper into your unspoken world. Behind your soft voice is fire, and I can't help but wonder what it would feel like unleashed. You may act reserved, but your fire consumes me without even trying, like a secret I was meant to find. People see quietness, but I see fire, bright, dangerous, and irresistible in its silence. You may look shy, but I feel your fire every time our souls brush against each other in silence. Behind your hesitation hides a flame that could burn down every wall I've ever built around myself. You may look shy, but your aura glows with fire, and I can't resist being pulled toward your light. Your stillness is not empty. It's fire, waiting for the right moment to set the world ablaze. You may look shy, but I know the truth. You are fire disguised as innocence, untouchable yet magnetic. People think you're gentle, but I feel your fire, fierce enough to shatter every fragile illusion around us. You may look shy, but the fire inside you reaches me, breaking through silence and distance. Behind your soft smile lies a flame so intense, it feels like destiny every time our eyes meet. You may act modest, but your fire reveals itself in every heartbeat, and it's impossible to ignore. Your silence is painted with fire, and it speaks to me more honestly than any words ever could. You may look shy, but your fire already owns me, burning deeper than I thought possible. Behind your innocence hides a wildness that terrifies me, yet I crave to touch it anyway. You may look shy, but your fire lives in the air between us, undeniable and consuming. Your stillness carries heat, and even without words, I feel the flames creeping closer to my heart. You may act reserved, but your fire rages in your eyes, and I am powerless against it. Behind your quietness is a soul on fire, and I want nothing more than to burn with you. You may look shy, but your presence sets me alight, filling the heat I cannot escape. The fire in you is silent, but relentless, and I feel its grip every time you're near. You may look shy, but I know a shine that no silence can ever extinguish. Behind your gentle gaze hides fire, and I've already surrendered to its warmth and its danger. You may look shy, but your fire screams louder than thunder, shaking the ground beneath me. People think you're soft, but I feel your fire. It's sharp, it's wild, and it cuts straight through me. You may look shy, but your silence carries a heat that burns deeper than any spoken truth. Behind your lowered eyes lives a firestorm, and I cannot look away from its beauty. You may act fragile, but your fire is anything but. It is fierce, eternal, and untouchable. Your fire doesn't hide. It radiates, even when you pretend to be small, and I feel it in my bones. You may look shy, but your fire lingers in the air, impossible to ignore, impossible to forget. Behind your silence lies a flame that waits to be awakened, and I long to be the spark. You may look shy, but your fire pulls me in, drowning me in heat I didn't know I craved. People see quietness, but I see wildfire, the kind that destroys fear and creates something new. You may look shy, but your fire tells me you are stronger than any mask you wear. Behind your innocence is a dangerous flame, and I can't help but want to be consumed by it. You may act reserved, but your fire shines in your hesitation, in your stillness, in your hidden truths. Your silence is fire dressed in disguise, and I feel its burn every time you look away. You may look shy, but your fire is undeniable, a force that pulls me closer, no matter how I resist. Behind your calmness lives a blaze that no one else sees, but I feel it with every breath. You may look shy, but your fire speaks to my soul, and I cannot unhear its call. You may look shy, but your silence burns hotter than words. Every glance feels like fire unraveling my soul. People mistake your softness for fragility, but I sense a fire within you that could shatter every illusion around us. You may hide behind your quietness, but I can feel the heat of your unspoken desires calling out to me. Your stillness is not weakness. It is fire contained, waiting for the moment it will blaze without restraint. You may look shy, but your presence consumes me, pulling me into the flames you pretend not to carry. Behind your lowered eyes, I see sparks. Your fire flickers in every heartbeat, waiting to turn into wildfire. You may hide behind silence, but your fire is loud, and I can hear it echo in my chest. Your innocence fools others, but I see the truth. You may look shy, but your energy feels like lightning, dangerous, magnetic, and impossible to ignore. Behind your quiet exterior lies a fire so wild, it could turn love into a beautiful kind of chaos. You may look shy, but when our eyes meet, I feel flames licking at the edges of my soul. People don't notice, but I do. Your silence carries fire that could burn through walls of fear. You may look shy, but I can feel your fire reaching for me, even in the spaces between our words. Behind every pause in your voice, I sense fire, intense, restless, and aching to be released. You may appear soft, but your soul burns, with a fire fierce enough to bend destiny itself. Your shyness doesn't fool me. Your spirit burns like wildfire, and I can't stop myself from stepping closer. You may look shy, but your silence feels alive. Sparks of fire dance between the words you never say. People see your calmness, but I feel the heat of your fire long before you even speak. You may act reserved, but your fire has a way of screaming without sound, pulling me into your gravity. The fire in you isn't hidden from me. It's written in your breath, your gaze, your quiet defiance. You may look shy, but your fire speaks in ways your lips never will. And my soul understands it. Behind your gentle smile hides a flame, one that terrifies and captivates me all at once. You may look shy, but your energy betrays you. Every step you take sparks flames in my chest. The fire in you glows in silence, and I find myself addicted to the heat of your presence. You may look shy, but when you touch the air, it burns, and my heart feels the scorch. People underestimate you, but I know the truth. Your fire is stronger than their judgment, fiercer than their words. You may look shy, but your fire makes me weak, trembling at the power you try to hide. In your silence lies fire, dangerous, magnetic, and alive. You may act quiet, but your fire rages, loud enough for my soul to hear across the distance. Behind your innocence lies a fire that even time cannot extinguish. It burns eternal. It burns for love. You may look shy, but I know you are fire disguised as calm waters. Beautiful, yet unstoppable. Your silence holds more fire than 1,000 voices. And I feel myself burning every time I'm near you. You may look shy, but the flames in your soul have already wrapped themselves around mine. The fire you carry is rare, hidden beneath a quiet exterior, but powerful enough to light up my universe. You may lower your gaze, but your fire finds me anyway. It pierces through every layer of my being. Your shyness is not emptiness. It is fire kept secret, a flame waiting to be touched. You may look shy, but I see sparks in your stillness, and they set my heart on fire. Behind your silence lies a dangerous truth. Your fire is unstoppable, and it burns everything it touches. You may act small, but your fire makes you infinite, a universe wrapped inside fragile skin. People think you're quiet, but your fire is louder than thunder. I feel it every time you breathe. You may look shy, but your soul roars with fire, and And I hear it in the silence between us. Behind your calmness hides a firestorm, and I can't help but want to get lost inside it. I can feel your flames even from a distance. Your energy radiates heat too powerful to ignore. You may look shy, but your silence is burned deeper into me than any words ever could. Behind your gentleness lies fire, and I find myself addicted to the danger of touching it. You may look shy, but I see the fire in your eyes, bright, unyielding, unforgettable. Your fire isn't in your words. It's in your silence, your stillness, your unshakable presence. You may look shy, but your spirit burns with a hunger that even time cannot silence. I can feel your fire in the spaces between our breaths, a heat that pulls me closer every time. You may act reserved, but your fire doesn't sleep. I see it in your hesitation, your laughter, your soul. You may look shy, but I can feel the fire burning inside you, a wildness you've hidden from the world for too long. Behind those quiet eyes, I sense a storm. Your silence only disguises the flames waiting to consume everything they touch. You may act reserved, but your energy whispers of untold passion, a heat so intense, it makes my soul tremble. People mistake your gentleness for weakness, but I can feel the inferno under your skin, aching to be unleashed. You may look shy, yet your silence feels louder than words, igniting my imagination with everything you dare not say. Behind your soft smile lies a furnace of desire. One glance at you and I know you're far from fragile. You may look innocent, but your presence burns like wildfire, and I can't help but crave the chaos within you. The world sees your calmness, but I can feel your hidden blaze, the kind that lights up even the darkest nights. You may hide your fire, but it seeps through your laughter, your gaze, and the way you breathe when no one's watching. Your shyness is only a veil. Beneath it burns a fire so fierce it could burn down every wall between us. You may not shout, but your silence screams with heat, and I feel drawn to the flames you keep locked away. I can feel the battle inside you, the desire to stay silent and the hunger to roar like fire at midnight. You may look shy, but your energy betrays you. My soul feels the heat of your untold truths. Your fire doesn't need to be seen, it can be felt. The quiet intensity that makes my heartbeat lose its rhythm. People underestimate you, but I know the truth. You are a wildfire dressed as a candle flame. You may blush and look away, but your energy screams of passion, and it makes me want to lose myself in you. The fire inside you is undeniable. It flickers in your silence, it glows in your stillness, and it calls me closer. You may look shy, but your aura burns so brightly that even in silence, I feel scorched by your presence. Your quietness hides an untamed spirit, and the more you try to conceal it, the louder your fire calls to me. You may seem fragile, but my heart knows the truth. You're a burning star disguised as soft moonlight. I can feel the wildness inside you, the kind of fire that destroys fear and births desire. You may look shy, but your soul isn't. It's raging, restless, and demanding to be set free. There's a secret fire inside you, and every time our eyes meet, I feel it melting my defenses. You may act modest, but your soul burns with an intensity that no mask could ever hide. People see innocence, but I see a hidden inferno, and I can't help but want to step into its heat. You may lower your eyes, but your soul looks straight at mine, setting me on fire without a single word. I can feel your flames even in your silence, a heat that pulls me deeper into your hidden world. You may look shy, but your silence is not empty. It's filled with fire, desire, and unsaid confessions. Behind your quietness lies a dangerous beauty, fire wrapped in soft skin, waiting for the right moment to ignite. You may appear soft, but I know your fire. It's wild, magnetic, and impossible to extinguish. Your silence is seductive. It burns me alive because I can feel everything you're not saying. You may act reserved, but your soul feels like wildfire, restless and ready to burn through every boundary. People see only your innocence, But I feel your secret. The fire that turns silence into temptation. You may look shy, but every part of you radiates heat, and I can't resist being pulled into your flame. You don't need to speak for me to feel your presence alone is enough to set me ablaze. Your shyness hides a passion so raw, so powerful, it could burn down every wall I've ever built. You may seem quiet, but your spirit roars in silence, louder than 1,000 voices. The fire inside you isn't meant to be hidden. It was born to light up everything you touch. You may lower your head, but your aura rises like flames, and it consumes me without warning. People mistake your stillness for emptiness, but I can feel the wild storm raging behind your eyes. You may look shy, but you burn with a fire that makes the stars jealous. I feel your fire every time you walk past, quiet, dangerous, and impossible to ignore. You may act like a secret, but your energy speaks louder than words. Your fire is undeniable. Your silence doesn't make you invisible. It makes you magnetic, pulling me closer to the flames you hide. You may look gentle, but the fire inside you tells me you are anything but fragile. I feel your fire every time you hesitate. It's in your silence, your stillness, your unspoken truths. You may act reserved, but your soul is untamed, and I long to taste the fire you're hiding. Your eyes betray you. They burn with a heat so raw that it leaves me undone. You may look shy, but I can feel your soul screaming in flames, waiting to be unleashed.